Bitcoin and XRP just had a golden cross flash. This has only happened twice in Bitcoin's entire history. We're going to tell you what it means and what to look out for. This is on the 3-day, by the way. Welcome to Around the Blockchain. Thank you for joining, everybody. Make sure you hit that like button because we got 4 phenomenal guests. We're just going to get right into it today. First, we have Randy in the green square. Randy, just coming back from Columbia University. How was that?
That was amazing. Got to teach an Ivy League class about Bitcoin, crypto, NFTs, and talk about the future of where this is all going. Boots on the ground adoption. That's what I'm all about. And I'm so happy I got to do it. So thank you for shouting that out, DZ. And thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Always a great time. Also on with, I think, his best internet he's ever had. It is Cassius Cuvee. Have you made a change?
Man, I'm in the studio right now, the recording studio, and I just finished this song, man. Last time I was on, I finished it, but I'm putting together this little AI music video. Tap in with me tomorrow on Twitter, formerly Twitter X, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to drop it tomorrow on there.
All right. And I think the song's titled, Can You Make Love with a Robot? What was the song title?
It's called No Discussion, man. If you guys have ever had trouble with a troll, this song's for you.
All right. I think we might know a little something about that. Also on today, we have Jenna X. Jenna, are you excited to talk about XRP today?
I'm always excited to talk about XRP every single day. Thanks for having me back, DZ. And I'm pretty stoked to hear this new song that Cash is coming out with. We know we all have troubles in this space.
Same here. Oh, yeah. Always a good time. And also on Yep in his white tee, it is Cowboys of Crypto, the clean white hat. Looking like it just came from, some sort of 1883 set. How are you doing today?
I'm ready to ride a bull, to meet a nurse, and I'm ready for ATB. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and ready to roll.
And hit that like button if you ever watched Yellowstone. All right, shout out to Kevin Costner. All right, let's talk about the first story here. That's a Bitcoin Golden Cross. The XRP Golden Cross just flashed on the 3-day chart. This is huge news because this has only happened twice in Bitcoin's history. The 2 previous times it happened, we then had a new all-time high between 400 and 500 days. So after the Golden Cross on the 3-day, if you don't know what that is, it's the 200 moving average and the 50 moving average. When the 200 goes above the 50, expect some maybe fireworks. We have seen it twice. We set a new all-time high. I was kind of looking at the date for today from the Golden Cross. We're 400 days away from now. We'd be about September of next year. Well, I looked at the 4-year chart. That's almost exactly lining up with the 4-year cycle from the previous breaking of the all-time high. The 4-year cycle, technically closer to 3 years, 10 months. We are 3 years and 9 months after Bitcoin first hit a new all-time high. So it worked before. It seems to be trending with the 4-year cycle. So the Golden Cross has a lot of traders excited, got a lot of people feeling bullish, and more calls of 100K Bitcoin. You can start to hear it. Now, I am a moon boy, Randy, so when I see Golden Cross, I see it lining up with the 4-year cycle. I just assume it is a given. We are now guaranteed bullish scenario. We're guaranteed new all-time highs. What do you take from this? Are you getting a more maybe realistic or grounded assessment?
I'm always on that train where Bitcoin just does what you don't expect. It happens every single time. You look back to the last bull market. Everyone said, oh my gosh, Bitcoin is at 50K. We're going to 100K, laser eyes on every profile. And then we took a dip. Then during our dip, we were at 15K. Everyone's like, the bottom's not in. We're going to 10. We're going to 8. And now we're sitting at around 29, 30K. So again, Bitcoin does what you don't expect it to do. The best thing, I guess, over time is to keep calm, hodl on, look at the past cycles like you were referring to before. Every time Bitcoin has gone down 75, 85+%, it's always gone back up and surpassed its previous all-time high. Now, if you're looking at technical analysis and comparing regular TA in the stock market compared to crypto, then it kind of gets into like a different game. I've talked to a bunch of traders, and what the general consensus is that traditional mindsets, whether that's fundamentally investing or even technical analysis, doesn't always apply to crypto because, one, this is a new asset class. People have been watching charts on stocks for decades versus Bitcoin that's only 14 years old. So we have a very new asset class that has a little bit of history behind it, but even that's speculative as well. So I would keep calm, hodl on, have a bullish and a bearish case scenario, and stick to it. If you don't watch the charts, then maybe you could look at dollar cost averaging, which is buying daily, weekly, monthly, yearly. That's up to you to be able to acquire without looking at the volatility.
Yeah, without watching charts every day. DZ, he's on the DCA spray and pray plan. Probably too many alts, probably not enough Bitcoin, but I'm hoping that's going to pay off. Let's pull up the charts actually. Yeah. Just I have a dartboard actually. I throw a bunch of coins on. Here we have the. You can see the red line. This is the 50 3-day moving average, and then the black line, the 200 moving average, and you see it crossing right there. And we also have the same chart for XRP. A little bit tighter bands right there. Maybe that was just the. Both logarithmic, actually. So another flashing signal. Now, Cassius, I don't know which one I want more. Probably if I had, forced to choose, I'm probably going to choose Bitcoin here. But if you had to choose one of these two coins, you're buying off the Golden Cross, you're looking to sell at all-time highs. Which of those two would you choose and why?
Ooh, well, that's a good question. I mean, here's the thing. You can't go wrong with Bitcoin. Bitcoin has been around, tried and true. It's been tested. It's still, as Randy was saying, a relatively new asset class. But as far as crypto, it's king, is going to be king. And, you can't bet against Bitcoin, right? So that's one of the things that if you want to be a safer, if you will, long-term investor, you can't lose there. Now, on return, you kind of always got to look at market cap. So something with a smaller market cap, if you believe we're at the bottom of a bear market and you think a big upswing is coming, you're probably going to get a larger return on something with a smaller market cap, in which case, not Bitcoin. Obviously, it has the biggest market cap. So as an investor or a trader, you definitely want to look at those type of things as well as the technical analysis. I study technical analysis, not real big into it, but the Golden Cross is something, like you said, about traditional finance. That's where it's kind of originally came from. It's been pretty true, but same as anything, it's not a set in stone guarantee. But that's why I like DCA as my favorite strategy.
All right. Now, Jenna, I saw you nodding vehemently when he was talking about, you can look at where we're at previously. You can look at all these metrics. But what's important to him is when you're looking for your gains, it's the market cap. Let's actually pull up the XRP price if we can. Here, we're coming in at 67 cents at the moment. But if you look at the all-time chart, you can see, we did get above $3. Last bull run, we couldn't quite hit $2. So for the upcoming cycle, I wanted to ask you, do you have any profit level that you are going to take? And, what are these levels, if you're comfortable saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Percentage-wise, I think I'm starting with like 20% at about $5. Then I'm taking more profits, about $9. And then I have it 13. I have like then extra left over for just in case there's a moon bag or something like that. But 100%, what Cassius said, I definitely believe, if, for example, with this bull run, we're not held up with any legal troubles and everything like that. We already have clarity. We're the #1 cryptocurrency with clarity, like the only one. So I believe XRP can easily get to a $10 to $13 range. And the XRP is currently trading at 67 cents, which that would be a 19x from here to get to the $13 range. You have to look at that current market cap of 35 billion, where you have Bitcoin right now is trading at about 29K with a current market cap of 570 billion. So that would be a 19x on Bitcoin, would be $551,000. Now, I'm not Kathy Wood bullish on Bitcoin, so I definitely think we have a way higher chance to see this ROI of it being a lot higher with XRP. For Bitcoin, I could see maybe by 2030 of 500,000 to $1 million, but I want to take my XRP gains and then I want to buy a really, really nice dip in Bitcoin with those XRP games. So that is my strategy.
Jenna, would you be okay if it took more than one cycle? Would that shake your confidence or shake your price targets?
For XRP?
Yes. If we couldn't hit, say, 9, if we couldn't hit 13, in 2 years, we couldn't, would you be comfortable waiting 6 years?
I'm going to be so pissed. We're going to have to reevaluate that, DZ. Ask me another day.
So a reevaluation if we do not hit it, in the cycle. I think that's fair. All right. Well, Cowboys Are Crypto. I kind of spelled out how it's still lining up with the 4-year cycle, technically 3 or 10 months, but we just like to call it the 4-year cycle. It's lining up perfectly, Cowboys Are Crypto. Looks like we're set about 4 years after, we broke through December 2020. Looks like we're kind of setting up the same thing for September, October 2024. What are your thoughts on the 4-year cycle? And are you seeing the same thing I'm seeing here?
DZ, I couldn't give two cold turds about a TA
Cold.
or a cycle. I don't care about profit taking levels. I don't care about cycles because I don't own a Peloton and I live in a house full of women. The only gold I care about is digital, and the only cross I care about is in my church. Matter of fact, in the chat, I know that a lot of us here believe in TA. So I want to know this. Put a number one if you guys believe that TA is successful. Put a number two if you think TA is a fart in the wind, because there is nuance to this, right? Is this a tool amongst a whole bunch of tools to see, like, okay, is this going to be a successful trade or not? Depending on what kind of conversation you're having with who. And respect to my fellow guests on the show, I think that we share similar views, but there's a whole lot of other big brain, more handsome people who believe in TA, who teach it, who use it on their YouTube channel. So I don't want to hate on them, but I'm in good company here with Michael Saylor, Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger, other legendary investors. And matter of fact, I can't get around that statement or that well-known figure of like 99% of investors or day traders are not successful. Like 1%, 1 to 20, if you want to be generous, can make money. So I don't know how to get around this because I don't have the time. I don't have the knowledge. I'm as dumb as a rock and as tough as a $2 steak. But I want to know how to make money in crypto the safest way possible. And as far as golden crosses go, even in the article, it was bullish and bearish. I mean, traditionally it's like a bullish thing, but as Randy said, it's, it might not be. There's not a lot of history going on to there. But if you want bullish signals, I think you look at some bigger stuff like XRP is now a commodity, distrust in the government, and fiat is just enslaving people. Now, of course, I can have an open mind, right? I'm not going to take this strong stance. But to me, using signals like the golden cross is like taking a shower before I poop, right? It doesn't even make sense.
All right, all right. I didn't know you were going to take that left turn at the end. I'm glad you did. I'm almost wiped mentally just from trying to soak it all in. All right. Well, I think
I love Cowboy.
Chat was loving everything you were putting down there. I had something to say, but then you kind of threw me off there, Cowboys, if I'm just going to be completely honest. So we're just going to go to the second topic. This happens sometimes, folks. All right, CZ striking back. Who is he striking out against? Well, let's reveal that in a second, folks, because this story has some turns. Well, on Binance FUD, hey, there's a new article. This one's on Semaphore.com, and they're saying the Department of Justice wanted to file fraud charges against Binance, but didn't because they're worried about a possible bank run. They're like, oh, man, if we issue some Wells notices, if we go after CZ, it's going to be a giant bank run. A lot of people, a lot of American citizens even, are going to lose their money. Maybe we should pause. Maybe we should do it. Let's not do it because of the bank run. But then the news source, Semaphore.com, has some interesting investors, some of which were pointed out by Elon in November of last year. I have his tweet pulled up here. This was him talking about, I believe it was Twitter, or what we call X at the time. Semaphore is funded by 5 investors, Sam Bankman-Fried and John Thornton are the most recent investors. So you can see Sam Bankman-Fried. Semaphore is owned by SBF. This is a massive conflict of interest in your reporting. Journalistic integrity is trash emoji. Good stuff there. So we have a SBF funded site publishing FUD Binance articles where the sources, people, I looked into it. The sources, anonymous people familiar with the matter. No one wanted to put their name out there. So, take those sources with a grain of salt. I think we have a super chat. Just got alerted to this. So I'm going to be seeing this one in real time with you as I try to close the poll to get out of my way. All right, I'll look at that and say, I don't even see it. Oh, and I don't even see it. All right. Well, Randy, let's talk about Binance and their US thing, because we talked about the China angle just yesterday. 20% of the volume for Binance comes from China. But now we have American, investors, SBF funding FUD articles. Clearly, there's some coordination to keep Americans out of Binance. So my question to you is, can Binance survive without Americans?
Absolutely. Majority of their business is outside of America. That's a silly question. CZ Binance, he meets with more leaders in this world than anybody in our government. It's actually insane. Every day, CZ Binance is on a plane meeting with somebody else, and they're taking pictures with all these world leaders, and they're so on board. And Binance is, I think they were one of the first people to get a Dubai license. So there's so many things that Binance is doing and innovating in other countries that the United States is nothing to them. I don't think even, I think they wanted to have something in the US, which is why they had a Binance US subsidiary to serve the clients here. But the US obviously is pushing them out, and they're going to continue showing them that other countries are willing to take advantage of the weaknesses that the US is putting out there. Other countries are more than willing to call people out and say, hey, come here, come meet with us, and we'll let you list all of these tokens. We'll let you trade with leverage. These are all things that the government here won't even tell you what a digital asset is. So it's a big problem, but Binance has no issue moving on without the US. I think it's a shame. I think it shows that the US is at fault more than Binance, because every time they throw FUD at CZ, because if you remember the FTX proceedings in court, they were asking about Binance instead of Sam Bankman-Fried. So to that is an issue. So I think it's what they're focused on and the narrative that they're trying to push until they want to clear everything up. It's just like the XRP case. It was like delaying the inevitable. Now they want to appeal. Now they're coming after all of these other tokens and exchanges saying you're a security, you're commingling funds. But again, where's the proof? Where are the receipts? We have none. So again, this is all theater. It's all FUD. I imagine Binance US in the future being able to open their doors and allow fiat on-ramps and off-ramps again. Because as far as I know, I think they're just a crypto-only exchange now here in the U.S.
Yeah, I would agree. They do not need Americans. We do have a super chat by the Yoga. Yoda and Yoga. Okay, I see what you did there. Yoda is the PFP, the Yoga profile there. All right, so appreciate that. All right, well, Cassius, I want to ask you about a potential grudge that I'm seeing here. Do you think SBF still holds a grudge against CZ? And do we have a Hatfields and McCoys, Biggie, Tupac, East Coast, West Coast rivalry forming? Are they going to be beefing 10 years from now?
SBF?
SBF and
CZ. G-E-L-L.
Oh,
SBF's going to be in G-E-L-L. Okay? He ain't gonna be beefing with nobody. We know who won that battle. We don't need 10 years to find that one out. I think CZ is going to be moving on to bigger fish, to be honest with you. Like Randy was saying, he's on world leader level. You know what I mean? SBF is a joke. So I'm not too worried about that. But I mean, really, CZ kind of laid the final blow to knock him out. You guys remember when it went down, he acted like he was going to buy him, and then he took a look at their books for about 35 minutes and was like, this is a joke. What the hell is this? And I think it was a long time coming. He probably knew that before he even said that, but that was kind of the final smackdown. So, man, I can't believe you asked that question. That's like David and Goliath, or I don't even know what you call SPF at this point.
All right. Maybe we'll get a Dubai boxing match in 5 years. Who knows what's going to happen? All right. Well,
I'd pay to see that.
I would give a few XRP to see that one for sure. All right. Well, Jenna, since SBF is an investor, what do you feel about Semaphore writing about Binance? I mean, should they be automatically just neglected from writing about things that SBF might be connected to? Where do we draw the line from investor and journalistic integrity?
Absolutely, 100%, DZ. Listen, people like SBF, he should have, the only place he should be is on League of Legends in his bedroom. He should have no dealings in the crypto or TradFi markets. Absolutely not. What did they say? Anonymous people associated with the matter. Okay. No, he can't be trusted. You have no idea what's going to come out of his mouth, who he's bribing, who's paying him. Obviously he has a lot of ill will, a lot of other actors in the space because his shit failed and he's not over it. He's like a little kid holding a grudge. He should totally not be allowed to even be touching a keyboard, honestly.
All right. And Flippa Frank, you are late, but better late than never. All right. Well, Cowboys of Crypto, I kind of want to give you some, like the range, like the open range. I want to give you free roaming ability here. What are your broad thoughts on Binance FUD and maybe even CZ here? Me and him have the same haircut.
I think it's a beautiful head of hair there. However, CZ is something else, right? I trust no one in this space. Okay, not your keys, not your coin. So even CZ falls under that because even giants can fail. But when we're comparing SBF to CZ, it's like comparing a college freshman in basketball to LeBron James. It's not even close. It's a flash in the pan is SBF and FTX. I remember when first getting into crypto, like years and years ago, I had to hold up a paper with a number and my driver's license and take a picture and send it somewhere like I was some kind of criminal or prisoner of war. Like Binance has seen so much more scrutiny, has had so much more experience than FTX and SBF. And if we're talking about who Binance really is, I pulled up some stats so I could remind us, okay? Global crypto ownership, Pakistan, 26 million in number 3, India, 27 million, USA at 46 million. Dollars of in trading volume of in 24 hours is Binance at 19 million, or Binance US at 19 million at 50, number 50 exchange. Kraken at number 3 at 440 million. Coinbase at 780 million, and Binance at $6 billion. You could take the next 10 crypto exchanges, add them all up, and it doesn't even come close to what Binance is doing in 24 hours. So I wish something would happen to SBF, right? Anything. Nothing is happening to him for what he's done. So anything will do. Like, if we can't throw him in jail, let's fine him. If we can't fine him, heck, let's take away his gummy bears. Let's spank him and twist his ears. Let's do something, okay? Do something, please, because the fact that he's been doing all this stuff to so many investors and getting away with it and spreading FUD online about someone who he's not in the same stratosphere with, I think it's a crime, it's a criminal, and no one should be paying attention to him.
All right, I think I'm going to join League of Legends. I'm going to get into bronze, and I'm just going to smack them all over the battlefield there. We have DZ's P Nuts talking about the legumes, of course. DZ and Cowboy together, always a good show. Gave you a couple extra points for that one. All right, well, let's, you brought up a good point, too, about all the FUD that CZ and Binance has gotten. The other, if a Brian Armstrong got that, a SBF got that, they would not be able to handle probably even 10% of his FUD. I feel like it would be like Saving Private Ryan, where their ears start ringing and they see things in slow-mo, Caroline Ellison diary, and, you got SEC coming after you and Gary Gensler's making videos. They wouldn't be able to walk a mile in his cowboy boots. All right, well, let's talk about UK town getting wrecked by a poop coin. There's a whole town that just got taken down. Their coin fell quite significantly. We'll reveal how much in a little bit. I just kind of want to show you the headline here. Pub owner convinced hundreds in a UK village to invest in a S coin there. It was Winchmore Hill. Please be careful with crypto. Small little idyllic village. And a pub owner convinced hundreds of them to invest in Coda. Coda, according to the pub owner, would turn them into millionaires. Hey guys, I found this coin. It's going to replace fiat currency. We're all going to be millionaires from this. The first person to be convinced was the pub's landlord. The landlord's, I laugh reading his quote. This is what he said upon discovering Coda. I can smell money from a mile away, and this stinks of it more than anything I've experienced in my whole life. Bullish, the pub owner, the landlord also convinced friends, family, and pub regulars to buy into Coda, eventually getting hundreds of people in this small village invested. I guess they're going to maybe even rename the town. I made that part up. But by November 21, it had crashed. We're looking at the price today. It is now down over 98%. It's almost down 99%, folks. It actually rounds up to 99. 98.6 down from the all-time high, is yet to recover. Some investors lost thousands of dollars. Some lost their life savings. One villager even committed suicide. I almost feel bad, making light of the situation. BBC did talk to the Coda founder, just kind of get his thoughts on the situation. Got a statement. Gale wholeheartedly denies any allegation that he acted wrongly, misled anyone, or tried to wrongly or unfairly incentivize people to invest in Coda. So we got, what's this town called again? Let me pull it up. Winchmore Hill getting wrecked by crypto. We actually have a picture of the pub. So we have a picture of the pub. This is the guy who is convincing everybody to get into the coin. Now, Randy, you're too young. Cassius, I think we're closer in age here, so you're going to get this one. Do you often take crypto advice from your local barkeep?
Only when I'm drunk.
Basically. Actually, dang it. I think I've done that.
Oh yeah, only when I'm drunk. So I guess that was his little secret way of getting people to do it. But listen, the sad news is that unfortunately, that's not the only coin down 98% from its all-time high, right? I mean, I have been spread around, like you said earlier, like the shotgun method here of investing. And I mean, a lot of coins that are also down 98% from their all-time highs. It's kind of interesting. It was concentrated in that small town, which is, unfortunate for them, obviously. But it's kind of that's a weird story. because I don't know, the demographics of the folks who are in that town, where else they were getting their crypto information from. So for me, it kind of leads to like a broader, but seriously though, like when I was new to crypto, I didn't have anybody to ask around me, right? And you would think, oh, why don't you look it up more online? Well, I don't know. Sometimes you just don't. You ask, you go with the people you know personally and trust the most first. So, it's unfortunate for that town if he was the only guy who they would listen to, especially if they were sipping one when they had the conversation about it. So, it's kind of unfortunate that happened. But again, it's really not the only coin down 98%.
All right. And we have another super chat from John. What are your thoughts on YFI and WLD this next bull run? Don't know WLD whatsoever. YFI. It's popular enough. It could survive and put in a new all-time high. Let's not sell the pub and, invest everything you got in there. All right. Now, Randy, I kind of want to ask you about how would you describe the why here? What caused this phenomenon? If you had to just boil it down to one thing, why did everybody, just follow these two people and just go all in on Coda?
FOMO. That is it. It's like when you live in a small town like that, you go to the bar and maybe you're getting schmizzed a little bit, you're drinking, and everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, this thing is revolutionary, man! Let's all hop in and invest. Like let's go to the moon." And when you're sitting in that type of environment, you get hyped up too. You're like, "Oh shoot, I could make money too. We could all be like drinking and making money together. Let's do it." And I think that's what happened. I think it was the FOMO. I think it was people that didn't know what crypto was. And this guy was just making it seem like the next best thing. And people just didn't do their research. Because I feel like maybe if they did, maybe they wouldn't have made the investment in the first place. Once upon a time, FOMO. That's why you always do your own research. Dollar cost average. You don't throw your whole life savings into anything. You have to diversify and make sure that you have that bullish and bearish case scenario. You can't invest your whole life in something and be like, yes, this is guaranteed to go the way I want it. The same even goes for your money in the bank. We already know that's not going to last because banks are closing left and right. So it's just like you can't rely on anything. You have to diversify your wealth, where your money is, and how you store it. So this was just a complete mess. And I cannot believe people just rope them into that. But we've seen how big communities could get when, you have a group of people that have a really strong following or belief in something that you can't tell them it's wrong, or else they'll get mad at you. And then when it ends up going the way that this one went, then you're like, oh,
all right.
maybe I should have listened to them sooner.
I have a question for the chat. That coin, what is the first coin you think of when someone describes that? All right. Jenna, someone's coming up to you. They're trying to pitch the next Coda. You hear the word guaranteed millionaire. You start, oh my God, whoa. But maybe there's something you could spot. What is a red flag to just commonly look for when you got your buddy coming up and saying, I have the next moonshot. I know for a fact it's going to make you a millionaire. What's the number one thing that you would say, hey, I don't know here?
Everything that you just said, the I know for a fact, red flag, guaranteed millionaire, red flag, promising you the world, red flag, all of that. This is why it's so important, as Randy was saying, do your own research. This gives me such OneCoin vibes, right? Dr. Rougeau was promising that OneCoin was going to be the new Bitcoin, right? And this was it. And then bam, she just disappears with billions of dollars. And then this is how people end up committing suicide. They get themselves into depressions. But at the same point, this could have an effect where, hey, maybe it brought people's attention to crypto. If they didn't throw their whole life savings in, they may actually give it a chance again. Or, they may be completely turned off of it and think that all of crypto is a scam. But one of the other big red flags is you have the same guy who he was like, oh, we're going to give away 3 cars with this Coda token or whatever it is. And he only gave away 1. Oh, well, we're going to deliver on this. And a lot of these deliverables are never being met or only parts of them. So those are other huge red flags when there's not, the transparency of things being met. All of that. Yes, things are down 97% all of the time. But guys, when you jump into a meme coin, you got to be ready to lose. And, the risk, it absolutely looks different for everyone. You know what I mean? So, you have to have the mental capacity, are you really in crypto if you haven't gotten wrecked? Yeah. That sucks to say, but we've all been there. We've all gone through it. But think about with these meme tokens, right? you have to, like, some people are going to cheat after a 2x. They double their rupees, they're pieced out. But then you've got other people. Can you ride it up? Can you handle like the ups and the lows? Most people will never be able to make millions of dollars off of these meme coins either, because they cannot hold, they can't handle the dips. They have paper hands. You know what I mean? So it's risky. You gotta know what you're doing. Gotta be ready to lose.
Yeah, it's those 1,000x coins that make you a millionaire, but most people are going to sell at 2x, 3x. Hey guys, hit that like button if you watch generational wealth just disappear because you didn't sell at the top. All right, extra bonus for Jenna and Randy here. Crypto Billy, bonus points for women in crypto. Randy and Jenna X, much respect. All right, you're all each going to get the paid for button there. All right, you're getting bumped up there, Cassius. You just got passed. All right, and guys, again, we do have a new Twitter. Make sure you check that out. ATB_daily. I think we can get to 500 by the end of the week. So help us out. We got put in Twitter jail by Elon. All right. So last question here is going to Cowboys. You're walking into the bar at the zenith. This is the peak FOMO. They're all getting it. You see people pulling out phones. They're downloading something. What advice do you give to these bar patrons? And reminder, as of now, they're only 2 drinks deep. What do you say to them?
Listen, first of all, we can make fun all we want and we could laugh at these people and call them stupid. But the fact is, during a bull run, every taxi driver, assistant volleyball coach, and Yahoo with a cowboy hat has got the next 1,000x coin. Okay. But I don't think we should discredit, because everyone on YouTube got that same FOMO. I was here. I saw it all. All the best YouTubers out there right now, they were all wrong, including myself. But we shouldn't discredit the message based on the vessel, right? Even Elon Musk was corrected by some YouTuber just on a random whim or chance, and he corrected the rocket. And there are people on his podcast that are corrected by Joe Rogan himself. So there is a sense where we don't discredit the vessel sometimes, right? I'm not going to say anything about barkeeps or whatever, but I just remember during this time making hand over fist money, investing in stuff like Shocky Flocky Cowboy coin, right? I made crazy amounts of money. And I could understand and sympathize with the whole atmosphere of everyone investing in. But like everyone said, I would say to them this: being in the crypto business is like being in the wrestling business. It's risky. Okay. And being into meme coins is like being on a wrestler at the top of the Hell in a Cell. That's super risky. And when we look at Mankind and the Undertaker, that's a big risk. And you could be thrown off the top of the cell into a table, and you could be rich and famous for it. But for every successful Mankind there is out there, and he's ugly and he's disfigured, but for every one successful Mankind, there are 1,000 people on the local shows. So the question is, are you willing to take that chance? Are you willing to take that risk and take that fall and lose all that money? Because being in crypto is like being in the wrestling business. And so you have to just decide for yourself if you're willing to take that chance.
All right, plus 1 point for the reference of 1998 when Undertaker threw Mankind through the announcer's table at the Hell in a Cell. Also, I feel like this small town just needed some Jason Aldean, and they might have been able to get away scot-free there. Because I mean, try that. I'm not even going to finish it, but we don't want to pay Jason Aldean, all their YouTube ad revenue. But I think that's all we got. The winners were bought today, folks. The winners were bought. I mean, that is the reality of around the blockchain. So Cowboys of Crypto, I'm joking. You also brought some really, really good takes. And your third take was surprisingly mature. I didn't think you'd go there, but I think that's a good note to end on. It's one thing to make fun of this, but at the end of the day, a lot of people lost a lot of money. It's not a good thing. So we're hoping that they maybe stick through it. Maybe they educated themselves. Maybe they bought a little Bitcoin at the bottom. So that would be a great thing. Hey, maybe they bought 16K Bitcoin. Maybe. We don't know. But Cowboys of Crypto, feel free. Leave us with some parting thoughts as we ride off into the sunset.
If you don't know who I am, you're talking to the jabroni beating, pie eating, trail blazing, eyebrow raising, all around smack-a-thon, people's champ, The Rock. And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so. Have a nice day. And if you're not down with that, we got 2 words for you. Put it in the chat.
God. That was good stuff there. All right. Well, hey, I'm having a real hard time keeping these alligators down. I think you're having a hard time not hitting the like button. So please go ahead, hit the like button. We're at 211. I think we can get to 300. If you're watching recorded, let's get it up to 500. Really helps us out in the algorithm. That's all we got time for today. Join us tomorrow for the special Friday episode. I'll be hosting the morning stream, and we'll be here in the morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday, starting this week. So make sure you come hang out in the morning show. It's me and you going around the blockchain instead of me and the experts, which go into the description, follow their channels. They're all making great content. That's all we got time for. Easy out.